Simone, thank you so
Hi.
much for speaking with me.
Oh, I'm
Hello.
excited. Hi. It's so nice to
I
meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm excited. This was incredibly charming and you are beyond charismatic.
Oh,
I was just watching this and was like, I wanted to know you. I'm like,
aw.
let's be friends. What's going on? I love the character of Gabby so much. And in the show, you root for her. And also in the show that's in the show, you
Mhm.
root for her.
I mean, it's a lot of support. It feels pretty good to experience what support feels like.
Right. So this is it's so much fun to watch and it also kind of seems like a parody of all of like the Bachelor and the So You Think You Can Dance and Dancing with the Stars moment. So what was it for you that really attracted you to the role of Gabby?
I mean, Gabby herself, I think she's somebody I want to get to know too.
Right.
I know I am her, but I also am not her. But I also, I think that she's such a incredibly brave person
Right.
and somebody who maybe I don't even know if she would really describe herself as brave. I think that we're meeting her on a day that's different than any other day, and it's a day that she decides to do the thing that has been itching at the back of her brain for 7 years now.
Right.
And so the thing that drew me to the story was Gabby's resilience, Gabby's strength, to see a woman who is a plus size, curvy, fat woman
Mhm.
at deciding to not listen to all that noisy mess around her, and that's both outside and inside her head, and to go 100% for her dream.
Right.
That's what drew me. Hmm.
Now, do you feel that for Gabby, dancing is a way of her freedom to finally express herself in a world that's kind of constrained for her?
I think so. And that's something that's been, if I'm like the one thing that I'm like, oh, I love Gabby so much. And I'm like, I wish I could do all the things that I want, like me, Simone, could physically do in order to give Gabby more. I feel like it's a love fest of like wanting to give each other more than we can, you know? But definitely I think movement is a self-expression. And I'm certainly, as far as the journey of making the show and coming into it as a non-dancer, I am at the stage where I'm finally picking up. I mean, I've always picked up choreography relatively quickly. Thank you. But also picking it up swifter and finding more freedom and more storytelling within it. So I'm really excited for everybody to see past the first few episodes and
Right.
keep going on the journey. Big giveaway, there's more dancing. I know I'm
Oh.
not supposed to tell you, but like there's more dancing to come.
Now,
Yeah.
can you talk about that training? Because Gabby is not someone who, you look at and is a huge breakout dancer, but there's love within that dance. So what was that training like?
The training was jumping full force
Mhm.
into dance rehearsals and trusting the people around me. I feel incredibly lucky that not only to be doing the show itself, but to be doing it with people who are so supportive. And that's the cast. That I mean, Raymond Champs is the greatest dance partner in the world. He's so supportive, but also it's the choreography team who truly stood behind their words of saying that we're here for you, we're here to make sure that you are comfortable within it. And a story that I just remember really deeply is pretty early in the rehearsal process for the first episode, there was one simple move that I just couldn't, my body just like couldn't do it, my body just had
Right.
this mental block around it. And the choreographer Chris Scott stopped everything and was like, I want you to get this move because it's a fundamental of dance. So it's important for me that you understand your body in that way so that moving forward that you can flourish within the movement itself. And he really, like, as opposed to worrying about product, worrying about getting to the end result of finishing the dance,
Mhm.
he spent 2 hours or something like that dedicated to helping me figure out how to do this. It was like a pirouette. It's very simple, but
Right.
and it has helped me flourish so much. So the spirit within the show of community and support is also within the show of us making it.
Right. So also with this, your character Gabby clashes a lot with Scott Foley's character Nick. And so it kind of feels that you kind of bring out the best ish in each other. He especially brings out the best in you. So with that said, can you kind of talk about the relationship between the two and how you're finding that middle ground? I know without any kind of spoilers, but it seems like within the show that's in a show, you guys kind of need each other in a way.
Yeah, I think Nick and Scott Foley so good at that at Nick. I mean, you just he's so unlikable on the page, but then Scott does it and you like him. And it's so funny how great casting works like that. But I think that there is something about Nick that Gabby just doesn't see the artifice of his power.
Right.
She just sees him as is more than a person, but somebody that she ends up finding an ability to confide in. I think they sort of their relationship builds on they push each other, and their Nick sees potential in Gabby that Gabby feels but doesn't always think. It doesn't always feel at the same time. So they certainly, I think, complement each other in their journey upward of making this show, and keep pushing each other. And I'm excited for you all to see.
Now, yes. So we also have to talk about your other co-star, the leading man, Desirius. I hope I pronounced that right.
Sir Darius.
Sir Darius. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
You guys' chemistry is just magical, and it comes across as friends, possible romance. What was it like kind of working with him and finding that chemistry between the two of you?
It was really easy. We got along very quickly, but also he's such a good actor and such a giving scene partner. And I love every scene I have with him, because between each take we talk to each other, and like as actors we get really excited by that kind of stuff, about being able to mind map our way through the scene, what's happening, what are our objectives, all that kind of stuff. But he's a very gentle, kind person, and I think it walks through the world wanting to give to other people. And so I'm speaking for him. He's literally in the trailer. He's like next door to me, so he might be hearing this. I don't know. But I think that he's somebody who saw me as somebody new to this whole process of making TV. This is my first big job, and my first job in TV, my first big national scale job, but as wanting to help and support me. And so he, similar to him and Gabby meeting and sort of coming together at a time when they're able to really meet and see each other and form a friendship, and who knows, so is Sir Darius with me, and it's been a dream to work with him.
Now, this is your first big major project. Yeah. Can you talk about what was it like stepping on set for the first time? And were there any kind of misconceptions at first that you had that went away?
Oh, it was, I mean, as awe-inspiring of an experience as you can imagine. I grew up in LA. I grew up very close to sets. My dad's an actor, my sister's an actor. So it was just, it wasn't unfamiliar to me in certain terms,
right?
But being in this kind of a position within it, definitely was very unfamiliar. And so stepping on set, I made a choice before I even came to set to be upfront and honest with people about things I didn't know. And that has been pretty much everything I didn't know. And I mean, that literally down to like knowing what time to show up to work and like what scenes to do. Like you get a call sheet and like it says all the stuff. And that's like the most basic part of the job, but I didn't know how to read one. So like everything has been very new for me. So the first day was such a whirlwind, an amazing experience, but also I just decided to be upfront about it, and that gave me a lot of release and ease within it, because I was just able to be where I'm at, which was, I'm here, I'm excited, let's make the show, I love this story, can you tell me where to stand? Like I don't,
right.
Learning within it. And you had a second question?
With the fact that you're saying that you learned so much, I was wondering what has been your biggest lesson so far that you've learned that you was really proud that you was able to accomplish?
Oh my God, I was literally going to say that I can do anything. But that's so big and like, but really there are parts of this job you dream of. I certainly dreamed of doing TV and film,
Mhm.
but just the opportunity hadn't met me at that up until this point.
Mhm.
And so there, I came into this with so much excitement, but at the same time, so much unknown that I didn't, you can prepare for something, but then until you actually experience it, it's going to be a little different. And so coming here and learning that not only do I like it, not only do I think I'm somewhat good at it, but I actually love it has been just
It's amazing.
amazing. Just, there are no words, just this smile. That's what it's been like.
What do you want people to know about Gabby that you may not have gotten from just when we seen the trailer?
Gabby is imperfect,
Mhm.
and Gabby will she she's sometimes the greatest demon around her is her own up here in her
Mhm.
head, and sometimes it's not, sometimes it's out there, but a lot of times it's up here, and she will fall, but she always does so, and attempts to get back up.
And lastly, what would you say is Gabby's best quality?
That she's an amazing dancer, obviously. No. I think Gabby sees the best in people.
I think Simone's
I
service
think
just cut out. So let's just
okay.
wait, see if she returns.
Did we? Hi.
You're back. Okay.
Did you not hear me?
No, you cut out.
Oh no. Well, did you? What did you hear?
That was it. You started talking and then it just froze.
Oh man, it's too bad because it was the best answer I've ever gotten, and you'll never know.
Right. The mystery.
Do you want to just ask the question again, and I'll re-answer it as
Yes.
eloquently as I can?
Yes, it was. What would you say was the best quality about Gabby?
Gabby's best. Now I forgot what I said. No, Gabby's best quality, I think, is that she always sees the good in people.
Mhm.
That even though there are certainly times when people upset her, piss her off, or fill in the blank,
Right.
through gritted teeth, she will still see the best in somebody, and that's something I certainly aspire to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking with me. I love the show. This show, it makes my heart happy. So thank you.
Oh, we need that right now.
Mhm.
Our hearts need to be a little happy. So
Yeah,
thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you.
you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.